بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد سيد البشر وآله وصحبه وسلم ومن والاه ومن لم يوالي هذا الرسول فليترك أو يصمت. So if you're not with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of course you have the choice to either just listen or just leave. There's plenty of websites out there. I keep on saying this in every video because we're sick and tired of people basically insulting us, insulting Islam, insulting Rasulullah. Dude, this is not for you. Trust me, this is not for you. You really need to go somewhere else. This is part 5 of what is the Arabic language, and I've reached basically 129 from the same book, the Quran versus people. Al-Quran يتحدى الناس, and it's still يتحدى الناس until يوم القيامة and after يوم القيامة. So we come to number 4, which is Sayyidina Ishmael. He's written as Ishmael in the Bible and the Torah. Ishmael, we are considered Ishmaelite. To them, I think Ishmaelite are the المغضوب عليهم, or maybe ضالين, I'm not really sure. Bani Ismail alayhi salam he's a Nabi. He's the first, they say, فتق اللغة العربية, which means he spoke with the اللغة العربية. Basically, he spoke classical Arabic. The Arabic was there. Sayyidina Ibrahim spoke Arabic. Jurhum spoke Arabic. When Sayyidina Ismail was left with Hajar, Sitna Hajar في Mecca, في واد ليس فيه زرع. Basically, it's a wadi that didn't have green grass, didn't have anything growing in it. There's no logic, there's no common sense of why Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam would leave Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam there alone until Zamzam sprung out as a spring and Mecca happened. Mecca happened before that. Al-Kaaba was there, but it basically had been lost after Fayadan Sayyidina Nuh, after the flood of Sayyidina Nuh. Jurhum saw the birds fly down. They went to the water hole. They saw Sitna Hajar. They spoke to her in Arabic. What's Jurhum going to speak? French? There was no French. There was no France. English? There was no English. Swedish? What are they going to talk? Arabic. They spoke Jurhum. And Sayyidina Ismail ta'arrab. That's why when we say we're the progeny of Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, we are ta'arrabna. We've been Arabicized. We became Arabs. This is the Qahtanid, Al-Yamani. Those are the old Arabs. The very older Arabs, older than all this, we know, are the Ad wa Thamud. Sayyidina Salih, Sayyidina Hud, Sayyidina Shu'aib, all of those Arab. And Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Sayyidina Idris. If you read Sayyidina Muhammad Abu Zahra, his books about Sirat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, also Sayyidina Idris, also Sayyidina Ibrahim and Sayyidina Nuh, they all spoke Arabic. And Sayyidina Adam. What's Adam going to say? Oh God, please. No. Ya Allah, he's going to say. He was the first to tell the Malaika, Assalamu alaikum. After the story, why are we talking about this? Is to show you how old the Arabic language is. And I'll come in part 8, 9, or whatever we have 5. This is part, as I said, part 5. There's part 6. I'll prove to you that the Arabic was the first language to be actually uttered on the ears of every single creature in this world. There's written proof in front of our eyes, and we never see that. Ishmael to Adnan until Rasulullah sallallahu. Before Rasulullah sallallahu, they all started using classical Arabic and started boasting about the Arabic. They became muluk al-kalima. And Sayyidina Muhammad Abu Zahra radiallahu anhu passed in 1970 something. He's written the big miracle, which is the Quran al-Mu'jiza al-Kubra. And he said that the Arabs, because of al-Badawa, because of the Bedouin life and very simple life, they needed a word that described a sentence. So even think about it. When you say, I can see the glitter of the sea. In Arabic we have two. We say lama'an, which is the reflection of the sea, basically, or the glitter of the sea. And that would give you the impression that it's like a mirror. And there is tala' or tala'lu' al-bahr, like it looks like pearls, beading pearls. In English, you need a lot of words. In Arabic, you need just one word. So from them, they became the kings of the world. And Arabic had not developed, but had been picked by Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam to use the classical Arabic, and Mecca became the king of the classical Arabic. You'll have to remember this. You'll have to remember this. For lion, there's about 300 words. Lion, there's Layth, Ghadanfar, Sab', Asad. Ghadanfar gives you the impression. Ghadanfar is when he's angry. Layth, when he's sitting down calmly. Asad, Sab', when he's basically right. There's always words describing the animal with what he does. Even camel has got about 1,500 words. There's maybe more, but this is how much had been received by the Arabs to the Arabs to the Arabs to us today, until we started writing down. Asad, lion, Asad, Ghadanfar, they might have had 3,000 words for a lion alone. 3,000 maybe more. With the obvious solution, or what we have as to conclude this, we see that even in the Quran, if there's a situation and there's a word that describes a situation twice with two different words, that is tawqid. That is to emphasize on the absolute affirmative. An example would be لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ. This is a qira'ah in the Quran. The other qira'ah is لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفَسِكُمْ. This is at the very end of Surah Tawbah, Bara'ah. The first one, min anfusikum, is the Hafs reading, which means from amongst you. Min anfasikum, the best from those amongst you. He's from Bani Hashim. Bani Hashim is the best. Hashimi, Matlibi are the best of the all Quraysh, are the best than Banu Abd Shams. The best from all of those, from all of the Qahtanis, from all of the Arabs that were actually there, from Jurhum, from Khuza'a, from Hadir, from everybody. So he's the best. So that is different reading of the Quran is to confirm the absolute event. So there's no problems there. I know Orientalists go in and say, wow, the Quran is different. Wallah, really? Show us the difference, man. Show us the difference. لَيْسَ لَهُمْ حُجَّةٌ. They have no reasoning. Number 5, we'll come to Imru'ul Qais. You cannot talk about the Arabic language without talking about Imru'ul Qais. Imru'ul Qais is the king of the word, prince of the poets. Al-Amir al-Dal, or whatever they want to call him in Arabic. He has a very famous mu'allaqa that starts with Qafa Nabki, and it's about his beloved. Identifying his family, Imru'ul Qais. I've placed a family tree on page 131, and with that, just don't hesitate to look at 149. There's also explaining his descendants, because I'm going to talk about Imru'ul Qais. I'm going to talk about his family and his tribe, because they were so famous that the 40-year-old war was amongst the Arab of those tribes. To begin with, Imru'ul Qais, to put family connections and tell you where he's from and what he's at, and was the son of Hujr, who was married to Fatima, the sister of Al-Muhalhil, known as Az-Zir Salim. Az-Zir Salim, Al-Muhalhil, is a famous poet and a knight, and he's the father of he's a knight in Bani Rabi'a. Remember, he's in Bani Rabi'a, from Bani Rabi'a. So the uncles, the maternal uncles of Imru'ul Qais, Akhwali, from Bani Rabi'a. Al-Muhalhil was the father of Layla, and Layla is the mother of another owner of a mu'allaqa by the name of Amr bin Kalthum. Amr bin Kalthum also was a great god. So basically, Imru'ul Qais and Amr bin Kalthum are basically أولاد خال أولاد عم, as they say. أولاد خال وأولاد عمة. As he said, they are cousins. Hujr, the son of the king of Kinda. And the son of Kinda, the king of Kinda, from his name is Al-Harith, the father of Imru al-Qais. Al-Harith bin Amr, who basically, the grandfather, sorry, Hujr was the son of the king of Kinda. His name Al-Harith bin Amr. Now, people went to Al-Harith bin Amr and said that the tribes are fighting one another, Arabs, they're living in deserts, they have ghazu amongst each other, they kill, they slaughter, they whatever. They went to Al-Harith bin Amr and said, solve the problem among the Arabs. So he gives Hujr, the father of Amr al-Qais, Asad and Ghatafan, the tribes of Asad and Ghatafan. Shurhabil gives him Bakr and Hanzala and all the others. He gives Ma'di al-Karb, Taghlub, Nimr bin Qasid, Sa'd bin Zayd. He gives Abdullah, Abd Qais, and he gives Salama Qais. Basically, he puts his sons as princes. Hujr, because he is the king of Asad and Ghatafan, Imru al-Qais became the black sheep of the family because he's a poet. And poets did not gain respect those days because they always used to either lie to get presents and praise from kings and leaders, or it was basically, if you're a poet, you're shameful. There's something shameful. Imagine that. Al-Harith bin Amr, the father of Hujr, fell sick. Hujr went and visited his father. On his way back, he got kidnapped by the two tribes that he was actually in charge of, Asad and Ghatafan. They did not give back the itawa, which is the taxes, for Hujr, and they beat his employees, let's say. Second time over, they've kidnapped Hujr. And when they kidnapped Hujr, they got, instead of killing Hujr, this is where the honor of Arabic comes in. The council was to decide the fate of Hujr. A soothsayer came along, a soothsayer came along, and he said, do not harm Hujr, otherwise we'll have dishonor amongst us. That's very it is something that will touch people's honor if you kill someone in your own custody. Arabs do not kill people in their custody. They're very courteous with the prisoners of war and all that. What we see with Daesh is rubbish, absolute rubbish. So some of the Asad tribe could not wait. So they got a child, a youth, who had a vendetta against Hujr, and got him to go in. And he killed Hujr. Before Hujr died, he asked his fata, his slave, the one who works for him, go to my children one by one and start from the eldest to the youngest and tell them your father has been murdered. If he woes and cries and start say sprinkling this hair on his head, the sand on his head, as the Arabs used to do, leave him, go to the second son and the third and the fourth and so on and so forth. So he did that, and the first one did so he left him, second, third, fourth, right until he reached Imru al-Qais. Imru al-Qais was sitting playing a board game with his friend, knew that there was some trouble brewing. In order not to even distract his friend, he didn't even answer the messenger. After his friend finished, he signaled his messenger, and these are the famous words that were said in Arabic. Listen to this. So in this case, there's a couple of the messenger announces the message to Imru al-Qais. Imru al-Qais does not even react, doesn't do what his brothers did. He asks his friend to continue playing the game, throwing the dice, and after several times he stops and then he asks the messenger about the news. So Imru al-Qais says a couple of words that have basically outlived him and al-Asr al-Jahili until today. In translating these words, it's not easy to translate it. He said, Al-yawmu khamrun wa ghadan amr. Al-yawmu khamrun wa ghadan amr. You go to any Arab and tell them, Al-yawmu khamrun wa ghadan amr. These are my words. They laugh at you, because he knows these words are for Imru al-Qais, not for you. So he lost me, he says, basically, he says, he lost me when I was a young boy, and he burdened me with his blood when I'm older. No soberness today, no intoxication tomorrow. Then he continued with the most infamous word, basically the most famous words of today is beer and tomorrow's duty. I want to concentrate on these two words and tell you how strong the Arabic language is. I remember learning William Shakespeare, and every time we go into Brutus, and it's always the same problem. What did Julius Caesar say to Brutus? Did he say, even thou, my son? And I've written them here. Did he say, even thou, my son? Even you, Brutus? Et tu, Brute? Even you, my son? And you, Brutus? There's so many variations of what did he say? What the hell did he say? Nobody knows. The Arabic language, even you in England, in the Old English, was thou. Try and get someone like Shakespeare to live in today's day and age. No one would understand him at all. Get any Arab from the time of Sayyidina Muawiyah bin Abu Sufyan, or Sayyidina, or even Imru al-Qais. We'll understand him. He'll even laugh at us because our Arabic will be like, wow, Rakika. But imagine, I said, if Brutus said, Hatta anta ya Brutus, it would have remained as it is. And this is the magic of the Arabic language. The Arabic language is not easy to grasp on, but it's very easy to understand. The Arabic language is your monolith. Like, for example, if you want to look for something written in Arabic for thousands of years, you're not going to find something written on a wall. The Arabic language is your wall. So when those Orientalists keep on asking us silly questions like, show us the first writing of the Quran, that's them rubbish. They just want to create havoc. The Arabic language is your pyramid. Your Arabic language is the obelisk. It's the ancient wall. Whatever's been said in Arabic is as it is. All of the Sha'r al-Jahili, if you read it, nothing has changed since Sha'r al-Jahili until now. But people consider, oh no, there was no Arabic. So if you go and learn in a linguist school somewhere in Germany or whatever, you will be shocked to find out that the Arabic language has no say. It doesn't appear anywhere. Because they've abrogated that. They wanted to delete something called Arabic. And this is all because of the Quran. The Arabic language and the Quran. The Quran, being in Arabic, is a big problem in this world. Why is it a big problem? Because it's basically you cannot change the Arabic language. So what do? You create, as according to Sayyidina Muhammad Mitwalli al-Sha'rawi radiyallahu anhu, he said, they create laghu. So they get people, stupid munafiqeen, on TV. Oh, no, this never happened. No, we have to rethink of this. Oh, and they create noise around the Quran. That's what I wanted to actually reach. And eventually, Imru al-Qais was poisoned by the king of Rome because they said, and the king of Rome had some of the Arab tradition. They told him, well, he was basically mocking your daughter in the Arabic language because of Shia, so he gave him a cloak and he died. Nobody knows how he died. That even on the Qabr, Imru al-Qais, it said Z something, which means it's another word of hada or hadihi. This is hada, means this is the grave of Imru al-Qais. You see, Arabic language is huge. It wasn't just hada, hadihi and whatever. There was a lot of words to point at a certain place. That's why the Arabic language is huge. You cannot contain the Arabic language in a couple of dictionaries. Not even in dictionaries that will cover this whole world. That's what I want to say. My research is nothing. I'm a nobody. And I came up with that conclusion. I mean, imagine if you get an honestly, truly, an honest person who wants to actually really wants to find out about the Arabic language, he will find more than what I found. At the very end, قفا نبكي من ذكرى حبيب ومنزلي بسقط الدواء بين الدخول وحملي. has been translated more than once on the internet, and no one had even contained the simple verse of Imru'ul Qais. Nobody. Sometimes it says, in the Britannic Encyclopedia, it says, "Halt, you two companions, and let us weep for the memory of a beloved, and an abodiment in sand dunes between Dukhul and Hawmaleh." Dukhul, Hawmaleh, the two places in Najd. Some other translations will say, with Manish will say, "Stop, oh my friends. Let us pause to weep over the remembrance of." No matter how much you try and translate, you're not going to be able to contain the Arabic language, even in poetry. And that's nothing compared to the Quran. So imagine the Quran. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد سيد البشر وآله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا يوافي نعمه الكافي من سلطانك دائما وأبدا يا الله.